Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. We got light rain, drizzle. I don't feel like carrying an umbrella, so we'll dance amongst the raindrops. The elevator said 37 degrees. My phone said 40 degrees. I would seriously question 40 degrees. It feels more like 37. Like I could tell the difference, but yeah, thanks for letting me take a break yesterday. The weather was just so slick and icy, and my ego was hurt when I took a tumble the day before, so I didn't want to risk it again, and thanks for letting me take a break there. I know we could have walked in the pedway, but I'm tired of walking in the pedways. You get in wintertime anyway. Tara, thanks for tuning in. James, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, anything better than last week. You're right. Any day above freezing, even if it's rainy. It's been a slow drizzle yesterday and today, and I was able to walk this morning on TikTok without rain, which was nice. Paula, thanks for tuning in. Amber, how you doing? Yeah, happy Wednesday. Yeah. So I was seriously thinking about trying to, like, City Walking Girl, walk through the Art Institute today, but they're closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. After the pandemic, they changed their hours. I used to be able to walk through there during weekdays because I'm a member, and my membership expires the end of this month, so either I got to renew it or stuff. We'll try it tomorrow. Maybe if it's raining tomorrow, I'll try to smuggle you through security. And then I'll have the shaky camera because I won't be able to use the gimbal in there, but Jay was able to walk through the Art Institute, so we'll give it a try. We'll see what security says there. But it's been raining for 3 days in Phoenix. Yeah, that's unusual. 3 days in a row to get rain in Phoenix. Well, yeah, nope, so I'm covering up the camera there. Aura, how's it going? Oh, you fell? Oh, sorry to hear that, Aura. Well, that sounds painful. Breaking an ankle's that's horrible. Well, thanks for letting us know, and I hope you get through that. Yeah, you got to be careful on the ice in wintertime, and no matter indoors. I don't know the situation, but yeah, thanks, Tara, for seeing that. So yeah, we'll be careful. We'll dance amongst the raindrops here. We'll head over to State Street, and yeah, I feel like walking around. You know, we'll see what's happening in the loop here. Oh, let's see. Let's go down Wabash a little bit. Let's see. Do I get the light here? Yeah, we'll get the light here. Let's go by the Chicago Theater just to see if they updated the marquee here. Hurts like hell. Yeah. Hey, Dick Van Denberg. Hey, good. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, welcome to the Lunch Bunch here. We got a nice crew of people that watch on YouTube. You know, the reason you see I got all the TikTok stuff. I lost my original count. We got up to 38,000 on TikTok, and then we lost that in August, and then I had to rebuild it back. We're back up to 30,000. But since then, I started this YouTube account to get over 1,000 subscribers. I thank you all for subscribing to me on multiple platforms here, because we need a backup. Any one of these, all live streamers are subject to it. It happened to Vic Cohen. You can lose your account for any reason. Sometimes you don't even know why. You'll be live streaming and it'll say permanently suspended, and you're like, what did I do? And TikTok won't tell you. They just happens to the kids all the time. They have to start over, and people start multiple accounts. That's why people are like, oh, you must be TikTok famous, you're rich. Like, number one, I'm not rich. Number two, I'm not famous. Number three, even if I could get any reliable income, which is laughable from this, which I appreciate everybody's gifts, likes, and follows, subscriptions, all that. It's great. It helps out with the CTA fair, everything. But you can lose your account at any time. So how can you rely on it as a constant income source? Because per the terms and conditions, they can keep all your money. And here we'll come by the Chicago Theater. Such is life. Talk to my lawyer. Perils of live streaming are legion. We talk about this all the time here. You're talking about with Danny. But there's the great Chicago Theater there. Oh, we got some police action down there. What's going on? Chicago Theater. Ladies R&B kickback. Yeah. Now, it wasn't raining until I went outside. I went outside, it started raining. So we might have to go down the pedway if this keeps up, but we'll go under channel 7 here, ESPN Chicago. You broke your foot? You had one of those boots? Yeah. You get one of those plaster boots. Or the ones you can walk on. Yeah, the ankle's bad. Ali Sadiq, January 26th, Randy Rainbow, Chicago Theater here. State Street, that great street. Thanks for tuning in. And another good thing about YouTube is you can watch it right on your flat screen TV, 720p, if you got the YouTube app on your smart TV, just like Hulu or anything else. You can subscribe for free, throw it up on your flat screen. People watch under 50-inch TV. It's not the ultra high def, it's not 4K, but it's 720p, which is pretty good for live streaming from a phone. And sometimes the landscape, you see more of the street. You know, the vertical aspect is fine. Look, everybody's neighborhood, the Loop there. Join the Loop there. There's Macy's, Marshall Fields. Yeah, see Randy, yeah. Randy Rainbow, yeah, that's Randy Rainbow's going to be at the Chicago Theater there. Yeah, they got so many great stand-up comics and different acts that go through there. There's the Nederlander. Used to be the Oriental, now it's the Nederlander. A long time ago it was the Iroquois Theater. You can research that on your own, the horrible Iroquois fire. Like 600 people died in the Iroquois Theater before it was the Oriental, now it's the Nederlander. This is Randolph. The Palace Theater's way down there. We'll cross the street here. And it might be a day to go inside Marshall Fields. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cruise through Marshall Fields. I know we go through all the time, but yeah, we can go into block 37. Let's do that. We'll go into block 37 and we'll go down under the pedway there, see if I can maintain my connection, and then we'll pop up in Marshall Fields, so it'll be somewhat educational. There's the Blick. That's the cuckoo clock building. That's why you always expect like a cuckoo clock figurines to come out that window there above the clock. And right next to the Nederlander. What are they playing there? I don't even know what's Hamilton still. Hamilton, here we go, block 37. So this is a, you know, this nice urban mall here, connects to the red line, the blue line. Get out of the rain here for all these people. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I hope you have a positive recovery there, Aura. Thanks for letting us know. Be creative, how's it going? No hairline fracture. Doctor doesn't like using the plaster. Well, good luck there with the, yeah, we wish you a full recovery there. That's hard with the ankle there. And so if you just joined, we're in Chicago. We're at block 37 here, which is a 4-level, 5-level with the basement urban mall here, right in the heart of the Loop, Chicago. See, they're coming down the elevator. So people wonder why, you know, there's 5 empty floors of Water Tower Place. This mall might have something to do with it, because, you know, the Loop, and more people live in the Loop, and people still live off of Michigan Avenue, but this is more central to transit. Here's the Kira, and see how you can head down the there's like an atrium here. They got a movie theater on the top. They used to have a big Latinicity, what is that called, a food court, but I think we lost that too. See, look, there's some retail space release. Yeah, downtown Chicago. Look how you can see the 4 levels here. There's a skylight up there. This is the block 37 here. We're going down the escalator. So if I lose my connection, it's because I'm going down through the red line. Usually it's fine here. It's just if I go towards Daily Plaza, we lose it going towards the blue line. Of course, if you go the other way, you get to the blue line. We'll look at my streaming rate here. We're 2,900 kilobits per second. We want to get up to 3,800 kilobits per second. So I'll gawk really slowly here. See if we can maintain this. There we go. So yeah, look at, here's the elevator going up. Here's the skylight. And of course, this is a mixed-use development. There's residential, high-rises, there's offices, there's TV stations, Channel 2 New, Channel 2 to BL shop. Here's how you get to the red line. So the red line station's right here. This is the pedway system to take you all the way to Millennium Park. We showed this before. And here's how you can connect with the red line here. And the reason I'm going this way, we're going underneath State Street. We'll connect right with Macy's, which used to be Marshall Fields. Look, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Here's your turnstiles. You have to go down a level to get to the subway. This is kind of a transition. If you go up there, you'll go back up to State Street. Look, they got this Norman Rockwell painting from the Saturday Evening Post. And I always like that, C2 Washington. If you remember the Saturday Evening Post, Norman Rockwell used to do all the paintings for it. If you go up here, you go right up to the actual clocks up here. We'll go in the side door so I can show the Tiffany dome. I know I showed it millions of times, but I never get tired of showing that. The nice clock here on State Street. You see we went in there, we went in block 37, and then we went underneath State Street where the subway, the red line subway is underneath us here. There's the subway down to red line. This is Macy's, Marshall Fields. And there's the Muddy Waters mural. Look at the great Muddy Waters mural there on the side there. And the clock that Norman Rockwell painted for the Saturday Evening Post is right there. When it used to be Marshall Field and Company. Now it's Macy's. And look at these great vintage skyscrapers. That's Washington Street. Yeah, they saved the clocks. Saved the clocks. Look at that. It's dripping on it. It's above us. There's the clock. Look at that hanging, that weight of that clock. And so, since the rain's holding off, we'll hit Marshall Fields on the way back. We'll hit Marshall Fields on the way back. I'm bouncing around here because you see how the rain, that bus there, you gotta watch out. Yeah, you gotta watch out there over there. Almost got splashed by the bus there. Yeah, the underground pedway system. We get a lot of questions about the pedway system. Unfortunately, I keep losing my connection down there. I spent, you can watch on the TikTok reruns and the YouTube reruns, we spent several times trying to explore the full Lakeshore East and loop sections of the pedway, but then I lose my connection and people in the comments are like, we can't see you. And I'm like, well, what use is this? I got to film it and record it, and we do the best we can. Here we're on State Street in the Uniqlo, Nordstrom Rack. Yeah, look at these facades here. See, here's what do they call this? The Stevens Building. Huh. Here you got a TJ Maxx. We'll show the Carson Peary Scott building, the pejoratively called Gothic Target, which is the Sullivan Center, the beautiful cast iron Louis Sullivan design detailing around the door there. It's such a fabulous building, and at least it's a functioning Target. I shop there sometimes too. It's got a grocery store with Walgreens across the way. Look at this beautiful vintage Chicago skyscraper here. There it is. Look at that, the wrought iron facade there, the detailing of Louis Sullivan. It's just spectacular. This is a National Historic Landmark here, Carson Peary Scott, which is now the Gothic Target. We're crossing State Street. Thanks for finding me on TikTok and moving over to YouTube. That's why we do this. I often joke, people, we find each other on TikTok and then you graduate to YouTube, and we usually have a better discussion here on lunchtime because I can actually see people's comments. We have less trolls on YouTube, so my moderators can actually jump on here and we can actually talk to each other, which is nice, instead of them just moderating all the time, which has got to get old. Yeah, I really appreciate my moderators. I couldn't do it without them. There's a nice view of the Carson Peary Scott from the exterior here. Hey, Zumez, skateboard fashion there. You get your alien socks. We can walk around that store. There, you get your trucks and your skateboards and atom bombs and whatever it is. What else is down here? Danny, how's it going? King, how you doing? Yeah, thanks for saying hello. Lisa, how you doing? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Oh, he's got Michael Jordan there, the great silhouette there. JD Sports. JD Sports is look, this is a nice sports store right here on State Street. It's nice to still see some nice shops down here on State Street. I was getting worried about State Street after pandemic. You would see a lot of this, but Foot Locker's still down here. Yeah, once you get south of Monroe here, there's the Palmer House Hilton, of course, and we've gone inside there many times. So we got 1216, and that's a good store. Good. Yeah, May's in. Thanks. Yeah, sorry, May. I know I wasn't. Sorry, Tara, Lisa, and May. I wasn't on yesterday. It was so slippery. You know, I did walk in the morning. Well, I took a bus. I remember I took a bus in the morning, and it was so slippery. That's why I went down in the dungeons of the lower levels of Michigan and Wacker, went to Billy Goats, and I lost my connection because it was so cloudy. I'm running off the 4G now. I ran off the 4G. If you missed it last night, we went to the green door and we went down into the true speakeasy portion, the drifter bar. And so I still got plenty more footage to cut out there. People haven't even seen the first one I did. I did a 10-minute rerun. And so here, yeah, let's go past the Endless Steel building. Let's stay outside since the rain's holding off. We'll go past this CBIC theater here. The Girl from the North Country. What's that? Anybody know anything about that? The CIBC theater here. And this is you know, this is amazing dense block too. All these amazingly dense blocks in the alleys. You got these really narrow alleys. I even like showing the alleys sometimes. The alleys themselves are interesting. This is a Hampton Inn. That's an historic building. It's got a plaque on it. See, look at that alley. Look at that. Look how narrow that alley is. And even this way, you gotta watch out the puddles here. So we're on Monroe Street. We'll head past the Mark Chagall mural here in front of the Chaseman. Here's the Inland Steel building. So this is an historic building, the Inland Steel building, an early mid-century modern, probably like one of the archetypal mid-century modern buildings. And you see how the exterior's exposed. It has a curtain, you know, true curtain wall, international style. It's not a Mies van der Rohe, but it was inspired by it. It's actually, you see how it overhangs? That was really new and modern and structural engineering advancement to create that. It's like a bridge into the sky. And the end, it's called the Inland Steel building here, right at, I got to get the name of the architect. I know it's significant there. Here's, and I'm not an architect. I just work with architects. Here's, we're crossing Dearborn and Monroe. Here's the Chase building. Middle block of the loop of Chicago. We'll go by the Italian Village here.
And then one more like picnic.
Yeah, Sharon, thanks for tuning in there. We got the whole gang back together. Thanks for tuning in here on a Wednesday. Like I said, maybe we'll pull it off. So she was able to do it. I just got to take the phone out of the gimbal and act like I'm taking photographs, not talk so loud, which is hard for me to do. You might have heard of Italian Village here, iconic signage here, right on Monroe. Look at that. Oh, you got the fleur-de-lis. Isn't that interesting? They got a fleur-de-lis for the Italian Village. I thought the fleur-de-lis was French, but that's okay. Yeah, the Lunch Bunch. Thanks, Sharon. There's McDonald's, the world famous McDonald's restaurant right at the corner of Clark and Monroe. There's the bell. You got the bell and the digital clock that's broken. True digital clock that you can't even read it. Here, let's head over. Let's see how far we can get here. Monroe and Clark. We're cruising along. Here's a food truck. Tacos Delicia taco style. You get these food trucks have to strategically figure out where they're going to park. They can't be too close to a restaurant. Hey, let's head over. Yeah, let's head over to LaSalle. We haven't been to LaSalle for a while, so we'll get a nice view to the Board of Trade. typical loop walk, nothing big. There's the L going by. If I get around the sign, there's the L going up Wells Street there. Inland Steel Building, did you see that? Yeah. Architect was Bruce Graham. Bruce Graham and Walter Nesh. Thanks, Tara. Thanks for looking that up. My brain leaks. I should have known that by memory. I cram so much stuff in my brain that it forces everything out. Yeah, Bruce Graham and Walter Nesh. Did they work for SOM? I don't know. But yeah, nice. Thanks for the good information there. And I really appreciate you looking it up and helping me out there. Look at this. This building erected. Look at this. Look at the neoclassical. What is this? The Harris Trust and Savings Bank, BMO, of course, BMO Harris. BMO bought them out. The Harris Trust. Look at those thick granite columns. And they got the lions on the side here. Here's BMO, this modernist building here. Look at that. Oh! But then they got this sculpture in this little plaza. Welcome to corporate America. The banks, the historical financial center of Chicago was centered on LaSalle Street. Of course, the southern end is the Board of Trade, the Commodities Exchange, Futures Market. The Merc is over on, the Mercantile Exchange is over on Wabash. And you got these Northern Trust Company. Look how they added 2 floors to that. They added 2 floors to it, you know. And look at that. They saved the facade, put a mid-century postmodern blue building coming out of this historic neoclassical facade. CIBC. Look at all these. Look, there's the Board of Trade. Look at that. Welcome to the Wall Street of the Midwest, LaSalle Street, Board of Trade. All roads lead to the Board of Trade. Have you ever seen Road to Perdition? Many Prohibition-era gangster movies. The Untouchables. They shot a scene where they raid the Federal Reserve Building because they were storing liquor in the basement in the movie. What a good place to store the hooch. And yeah, the BMO Harris used to hand out the plush lions. Yeah, that's their mascot there. Yeah, they used to. Now they just hand out bills. Hey, it's great. Yeah, Road to Perdition. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was set in. Well, you know, a lot of it was set in Chicago, not the whole movie, but then they go out to the Indiana Dunes there at the end. But we're on LaSalle Street here. Look at this postmodern masterpiece here. The gold inlay, the golden end of the 80s, 1980s. This building just screams like 1988 and like Gordon Gekko and, you know, the excesses before the 87 crash. And of course that affected all this too. But so much of the old pits, you used to see the old color-coded jackets and the numbered tags and stuff, it's gone. It's all been replaced by electronic trading and algorithms and how fast you can front run orders, high frequency trading, ruined everything. And we miss the old days of the pits where you had to see the person you were trading with and do the hand signals and write down the number. And you know, see the Sears Tower's over there. We'll get a good view to the Sears Tower in a second, but it's not really because it's cloudy. So here's the Rookery. Since I'm here, I haven't been here in a while. Let's go inside the Rookery because let's see if the security's fine with me. I'll go quiet when I walk past the security. We've been in here several times, but you know, and we'll cross the street and see this whole full building. The Rookery building, Daniel Burnham. Here, it's got the plaque on the side here before we go in here. See, here's the Board of Trade, LaSalle, and like Adams, here's the, well, that's where we're at now. The Rookery building, Berman Route, 1886. And then the interior was redesigned by Frank Lloyd Wright and another architect. And it's just spectacular. So let's check this out. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Appreciate it. So look at this beautiful interior light wall. The ceiling here, you can see classic Frank Lloyd Wright lighting fixtures. And of course, you know, Burnham and Root originally designed this, and then Frank Lloyd Wright up. I think he's the one that added the. Sometimes I lose my connection here. It's too much metal. We're in the metal cage here. I see my bit rate's going down here. So if I lose my connection, I'll try to get it back here. I'll slowly walk. We're inside the Rookery building here in Chicago. They don't let any visitors up the stairs. Otherwise, I would love to go up and explore. There's a interior light court above us. And if you ever seen, we talk about this, the 2000 movie, What Women Want, with Helen Hunt and Mel Gibson. They used this building for that movie, and you could see the offices up there. Look at this inverted stair space right here. You know, there's right within the Rookery. They got leasable. You could lease and for a price and have a business right here. You know, it would be surrounded by this amazing architecture. Nice location. And look, there you see somebody's coming down. Let's see somebody's coming down the stairs right here. So we'll get somebody coming down the stairs actually using it here. Look at that. So welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Rookery building. We're just checking out the interior atrium here. And like you said, security seems pretty nice in here. You know, I know it's a privately owned building. They let people come here and check out the atrium. And the Frank Lloyd Trust is over here. And I'm sure they can do tours. They got all kinds of historical signage around here and all this stuff. So we got YouTubes, TikToks on all this. We'll the elevator lobby here. We'll head back out to the south. And thank you. There, and you come out and you see the Board of Trade there. Look at that. Classic Chicago scene there. That's the Federal Reserve building there, and then there's there's another bank building right there. So let me cross the street here before this traffic changes, so I can show you. Put my hat back on, and hold on a second here. There's the Rookery. Look at that. Hello, LS Gender. How you doing? Oh, the outside. Yeah, Chris, look at this exterior. The Rookery, people ask me my favorite buildings, and it's hard for me to narrow them down, but certainly the Rookery, I'm putting my hat back on, certainly the Rookery would be in my top 5, maybe perhaps, of my favorite Chicago buildings. I do like Art Deco. I like the Board of Trade. Probably the one Art Deco one I like the most is the Carbon Carbide building with the gold, especially the top of it, the gold. But it's hard for me to narrow down just one building that's my favorite. But the Rookery is up there. And it's just a solid, well-built building. There's a load-bearing walls, 1886. Burnham and Root. Frank Lloyd Wright redesigned the lobby. There's another architect. Look at this. This is the LaSalle Bank, and this was built in 1930. Even after the Great Depression had started, they decided to go forward with it, just like the Empire State Building in New York City. And we got 1229, so we'll cross the street here. We'll get you a view to the oops.
No, it wasn't that.
We'll get you a view to the Sears Tower, which we're not going to be able to see the top of it because of the low cloud cover today. You'll see how the Sears Tower escapes into the clouds. You see, you can't. There's no way you can see the top of this. If you don't go to the observation deck today, you won't see anything from the Sears Tower. Yeah, the Carbon building is great. Azerbaijan, thanks for tuning in. LS Gender, thanks for tuning in from Azerbaijan. That's great. Yeah, you've tuned in a lot. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube, and that's why we could show this great architecture of Chicago. And thanks for checking in, watching our little channel here. It's appreciated. Spread the word. Spread the word. LaSalle Street and Adams and LaSalle. So here we'll head over past Burkhoff's. We'll go straight down Adams here, and Art Deco. Yeah, the color of the stone is they use that rose stone, that dark burgundy, almost maroon brownstone. You would see brownstone buildings in the Gold Coast or Prairie Avenue on the south side would have this same, certain quarries. And that Richardson Romanesque style, the Richardson Romanesque style, which is, this is not. They just use that rough hewn stone there. This is like a neoclassic. I don't know what style that is. It's its own style. It's the Burnham and Root style. Right here, we'll go by the Federal Plaza. We'll go by the Calder statue. Maybe we could check out, there's a food court over. Maybe we can go in the, let's see if my connection will hold out in the Marquette building. I always go in there and try to film the beautiful Tiffany mosaics and the bust of the Native American heads over the doors there, but then I lose my connection. The walls are just so thick in these vintage, some of the early skyscraper steel frame construction buildings in the world were built around here. But there's the Mies van der Rohe did this. This is the Federal Plaza's international style. Looks just like the IBM building. All his buildings end up looking like this, even his residential buildings. The inventor of the glass box. And yeah, dreaming of a Chicago summer. That's good. Anna Marie, thanks for tuning in. Arnell, thanks for, yeah, we're all dreaming of we're California dreaming on such a winter's day here. So here's the Revival Food Hall. I won't stay in here too long. I'll just give you an overview. We've gone through here before. It's nice that there's still food courts. And look how it's pretty packed here on a Wednesday. I'll have to watch my connection here. Here's the Revival Food Hall. Look at all the lights. Look at all the lights on the ceiling. So they got plenty of, I won't name all the restaurants. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Yeah, see people are waving. I'm pretty conspicuous with my gimbal. People notice I'm live streaming. But so if I lose my connection, stay on. Sometimes I lose my connection. I'm going to try to pop out in the Marquette building. And so we'll go right here. We see how it goes. The Fat Shallot. There's the mark. The Center for Native Futures, yeah. So hopefully my connection's coming back here. Here we are in the Marquette building. And this is an historic, early vintage Chicago skyscraper. And it's most known for this interior that commemorates the the Marquette and Joliet expedition down the Mississippi in like the 1680s, 1690s. And another thing that's, these are Tiffany mother of pearl blue mosaics. And it goes, it's commemorating the French colonial period in this region of the Midwest. And then they have the bust of Native American, the Illini Confederacy, the Potawatomi, and the French voyagers above the elevators. And my favorite one that I always like to point out, hopefully I'm streaming okay by now, is Chicago. It was a Michigama, part of the Illini Confederacy. And look at how he spells his name, Chicagou. And, I know people, here's Marquette right here. I know people always say it's the stinking onion, but I always wonder if Chicago's named after that Native American leader. In Chicago, if you research him, he was a Michigama leader. He went to France in 1725, and he met King Louis XIV, I think, because the French were trying to court the Native American leaders in this area to trade with them and respect their land claims and not side with the British. So the British would take like the Cherokee and the Creeks and take them to the Westminster, and the French would take the Native American leaders. They would go to Versailles. Maybe they didn't. Maybe Versailles wasn't built yet in 1725, but they would visit the King of France. Isn't that amazing? And look at this. Look at this. These beautiful mosaics in here. It's fantastic. And you see how there's a second level up there, stairs here, so you can get an overview. Isn't this nice? Oh yeah, you got to check this building out. It's right off of Dearborn Architects. I don't know connection here. Hopefully I'll get my connection back. in this building. So I might have to come back and just film it. And so I'm gonna head back down because I know I'm losing my connection here. So we'll head back outside. Thanks for staying on. So the Marquette building, here it is, the Marquette building. They got a whole informational kiosk here. And we'll head back outside. Yeah, I apologize for my spotty connection. It's always hard live streaming in these thick buildings here. Here's the Marquette building, where 140 North Dearborn that you enter, and they got the cast iron relief there above the door. It's such a fabulous building and a vintage skyscraper. One of the earliest steel frame construction high rises. I think it's Halliburton Roche. Halliburton Roche designed this. I think it goes back to the mid 1890s. And the Marquette building here. And then, see, I didn't even film the Calder statue. Here's the Calder statue, the flamingo in the Federal Plaza. See Fannie Mae's right here? Yeah, it's glitchy. Yeah, it's glitchy. I know, I always lose my connection. I want to film it from the upper level, and I always get suckered in. I go up there and I lose my connection. So, thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for staying on despite. We'll keep going here. We'll go past Burkhoff's. That was the whole reason I came this way anyway. Yeah, sometimes we lose the connection on the elevator. Sometimes when I go in the basement, like when I go into Pedway, I lose my connection. Sometimes I lose my connection just walking down the street. It's just weird. You know, live stream is hard. And I realize I'm not the only one. I was watching Anna Robb. She walks around Detroit. Of course, Detroit's going nuts because the Lions have a chance. They got one more game. If they win, they'll go to the Super Bowl. And so she was live streaming after the Lions game, which was in Detroit. And because there were so many people in the crowds, her connection was really spotty. And she had the same problems I have trying to stream from a crowd when your cell coverage degrades because it's being soaked up by too many cell phones in one place. Here's the Burkhoff. Remember how when we were in the Drifter last night at the bottom of the Green Door Tavern there in Orleans, Burkhoff's had the #1 liquor license. They got the #1 liquor license after Prohibition in it, and it's on the wall there. And yeah, it'd be hard to keep up. Yeah, so sometimes people try to find me like in the streets, and they're usually like running because there's like a lag, and then they'll think I'm gonna, and then I'm like a block down, so they'll run to catch up to me, and I'm walking away. Even like when Danny was with his son earlier this week, I heard somebody yelling from behind me. I'm like, who's yelling my name? And it was Danny, but I couldn't see him because he had the, you know, he looked like the Knight of the Round Table. He had that thing around his head, like a chainmail thing or something, and I was like, who's yelling at me? You know, and it was Danny. He's like, Brian. And I finally stopped and he caught up with me, which is great. So here, let's here's State Street. So we already went down State Street. I want to go up Wabash. We'll go up Wabash. We'll stay outside since the rain. So I know I said I was going to go in Marshall Fields. We've been in Marshall Fields so many times. We'll just go up. We'll go up Wabash. Yeah, the slow walking tour. Wait. Yeah, we'll work on a Saturday tour. You know, I do have a day job. I do enjoy my weekends. I don't want my live streaming to become like another job. I don't make enough money from it to. Motivate me to. So I live streamed last Sunday. Last Sunday we walked on the North Pond. There was ice skating, and people. It was frozen. It was frozen solid, and. Yeah, the panhandlers see a live streamer and they're like, that's fresh meat. They want to shame me in front of my followers. I didn't give that guy any money, you know. But if you live in urban areas, you know, you pass hundreds of panhandlers every day. I walk down Michigan Avenue. You know, it's not even the Salvation Army. It's what bothers me the most, the people with their kids out there, you know, and the kids are out there with their parents. It's hard. we deal with the disparities of wealth issues all the time. Cities are, vast wealth is concentrated here in vast poverty. It's hard, you know. But here we'll head down Adams Street. Jeremy, yeah. Usually there's yeah, Jeremy's great. How's it going? Jeremy's great. He lives in Eugenie Terrace. He's got that pool and he's a pilot. And I want to get back there when the weather warms up. Trust me, I'll be hanging out with Jeremy a lot this summer, hopefully taking advantage of that nice pool there on Eugenie Terrace. But one time there was like, Jeremy's coming. I'm like, where's he at? And he was running. Yeah, he was trying to catch me there. It's great. And so we'll hang out in Eugenie Terrace soon. It'll be a great place to watch the Air and Water Show. Here we'll go underneath. This is Wells Street, and I hear the L coming, but it's on the other side, and it's going to pull into the station anyway. So there's Miller's Pub across the way. Yeah, thanks, Dolores. Thanks for being on that Sunday stream. That was nice. Yeah, we were walking right on the pond. You know, I wouldn't walk on that pond today. It's thawing out. You know, we had that cold snap, and it was cold enough for the pond to completely freeze over. People were playing ice hockey. I cut out, and then some of that footage. And then people were sled riding down the hill there, which is a lot of fun seeing that. But that's the nature. People just want to interact. People always give you suggestions, tell you what to do. It's not like they're really telling me what to do. They're just saying stuff they would like to happen. Thanks for your input. We do the best we can. But here we're heading up Wabash. There's Miller's Pub and the Exchequer. And this is the back of the Palmer House Hilton, which is beautiful inside. All these buildings are beautiful inside. The beautiful lobbies. We've gone in there before. Slow walking tour. Do the slow walk. Well, I really like Wabash because Wabash has the L down the center, has these historic buildings that line it, and the density, the alleys, the density, the storefronts, Jewelers Row. There's the University Club over there. Gothic Revival. The School of the Art Institute of Chicago's right here. You know, we can cross back and forth. We'll just keep crossing underneath the L tracks either way here. Sorry. And look at that. Crossing underneath Wabash. So we're at Monroe. There's the Palmer House. What time we got here? 12:45. Oh, the kid. Oh, yeah, the kid. They almost got me with the sled there. He was heading straight towards me, and that's why I cut that out. I know people were like, they wanted me to get on a sled, which I could do it. It's just, you know, I got to get a GoPro head cam or something. I saw Dan Cruz. Dan Cruz was experimenting with, he has some glasses. He has some of those glasses with a camera in the glasses. And he was wearing them. He said, yeah, you got to keep your head straight because, you know, you're bobbing your head around and then you get a real shaky camera because it's different than a gimbal, which is what I'm using to keep the picture so smooth here. But, streaming great, good. Now we're back outside. That's why I'm sticking outside. Every time I go inside, we lose the connection here. But hey, thanks for a nice little look. Nof, Middle Eastern grill. Get your falafel and halal. You got Peri. Here's a Nando's. There's Nando's all over. There's a Nando's on Michigan Avenue. There's a Nando's here. South African cuisine. We're on Wabash. There's the Jewelers Row over there. Look at these facades. These classic facades along Wabash. Even the bottom. Just look at this greenstone. This greenstone detailing. You know, like I said, Chicago's the real star. I'm just the facilitator showing this transit. Yeah, a lot of good places to eat. And we've lost the good ones too. Remember how everybody's talking about the rat hole there in Roscoe Village? We could turn that into like some animal and then people will create a shrine to it. People are like, you got to go film the rat hole. I'm like, enough people are filming the rat hole. It's just a squirrel fell down into the concrete and people are acting like it's has some meaning or something. We can create meaning out of anything, isn't it? Isn't that amazing? Here we'll cross back across here. Keep crossing back and forth underneath the This is the Washington and Wabash L station along the loop here. Maybe we'll see if anybody's ice skating. We'll walk over to Michigan Avenue. Yeah, some people are taking a little bit too far. You know, they whatever you want to do for the likes. You know, it's all for the likes. There we got 5 seconds. We'll cross here. Look at this Calatrava-esque Washington and Wabash station. They updated, made it ADA. So there's the bus actually using that busway. There's that busway that connects you to Union and Ogilvy. But I think the 56, yeah, the 56 goes all the way to Milwaukee. It goes up Milwaukee Avenue on the northwest side there. So we'll leave Jewelers Row here on Wabash. We'll head over to Michigan Avenue, Madison Wabash Link. That's what they call this. Yeah, we got much more press, or worse press. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just amazing what goes viral and what doesn't go viral. You know, there's no way to figure out what's gonna look. Here comes the Brown line heading into the station there, right there on Wabash. Sounds of the city. There's Paisanos. You go to Paisanos, 6070s Madison. There's a cantina right there too. There's the comic store. There, Royo Sushi. So many options. Garland Court. Look at this alley. Yeah, that's a nice wide one. It's almost like a street. Garland Court. Yeah, blame Kenny. Look what Kenny started. Kenny was on the Drew Barrymore show. Can you believe Kenny he's the only one, him and Dan and Marty they're TikTok famous enough that the New York media, like Drew Barrymore, had Kenny on his show, and the guy had to guess his profession, what he did, you know. And Kenny with the rats there in Queens, New York City. There's the great being in Chicago. You know where we're at now. We're at Michigan and Washington. And I don't think anybody's ice skating. It's too slippery. I don't see anybody out on the ice skating rink there. But they're still working on the bean. It's under construction, so it's still all fenced off. We know that. We'll head up Michigan Avenue here, the nice wide sidewalks. Blame Kenny. Yeah, it's all Kenny's fault. I agree. But hey, we got a nice lunch walk in today. If it's raining tomorrow, I'll do my best to film the Art Institute, but if they kick me out, we'll just film the bookstore. I think they amazingly don't mind me filming the bookstore. They just don't want me filming the nice and I was one block public library, and we'll head right up here, Washington Street. See, it says Chicago Public Library up there. Now it's the Cultural Center. You got the Tiffany Domes. They got the turn here, so we'll wait till this traffic. It's always a long light there. Yeah, got to put galoshes on your skates. It's that type of weather. We're almost to 40 degrees. Can you believe we're almost to 40 degrees? You know, it's about the best. Any day above freezing in Chicago is a good day, even if it's raining and messy. People this morning, they're like, what happened to the snow? Go to Michigan City, they still got snow. Yeah, well, we'll see if I even get there tomorrow. Yeah, I'll of course post the reruns if I can. So yeah, if you miss it, that's okay. See, I know everybody's got their own schedule just like me. And I know people want me to stream on Saturday because it's convenient to them, but it might not be convenient to me. And so, you know, it's the nature of live streaming. You got a million different people asking to do a million different things and film like their great uncle's gravesite to a house they used to live in 50 years ago. You know, people are like, can you do this? Can you go to this neighborhood? And I'm like, do you treat everybody this way? I know it doesn't sound, people don't mean to sound that way. They're giving suggestions, hoping I'll say, yes, of course, I'll film that for you. And then you film it and they're not watching because, you know, you don't know when I'm going on. I try to maintain a consistent schedule as we try to do this, but then the weather doesn't cooperate. That's why I didn't do a live stream. Usually we do lunchtime lives here on YouTube, but then yesterday I missed it, and now everybody saw the message I sent out that I sent it like 2 minutes before noon, so I know nobody would have caught it. But here, we'll cross Randolph. We'll start wrapping this up here. We'll head back to work. Thanks for coming on our little tour of the loop here over lunch. Hopefully saw a few interesting things that we might have saw before. Look at the traffic's all backed up here. I wonder why the traffic's all backed up here on Randolph. I don't know. People are trying to get through the intersection here. It's always something. There's the Wrigley building. Should I wait for this light or not? Oh, looks like we can cross here, so we might as well cross here to get the light. Thanks Sharon. Thanks for tuning in. Tara, yeah, the best one was if someone asked you. Oh yeah, someone asked me to check a house near Lincoln Park and see if the lights were on. I know people want me to like keep tabs on their significant other, you know, see if, you know, I'm like a private eye, you know, and that's why some people do get angry. I was walking, it was late at night. People always ask me to walk like in the middle of the night, like Deron goes in 4 a.m. He's riding around his one wheel in LA. I'm not going to do that, but. So it was like late at night, I'm walking through Lincoln Park, and there was a man walking with what I presume was his girlfriend. And, you know, they were holding hands and coming down Fullerton there. And he saw me live streaming, and he confronted me. He goes, you can't film me walking through this park. I said, dude, we're in a public park. We're in a public space. We're outside. You know, he goes, you can't film me. And I think it was because he was afraid someone else was going to see him with that woman, and, you know, they might have been mad, you know, and that's why... That's on him, you know. There's cameras everywhere. If the TV cameras pick you up with you're cheating on your wife, that's your own fault. It's not my fault. I'm filming here, and that goes back to the conversation we have with Danny. I try to treat people with respect. If people don't want to be filmed, I'll film something else. But legally, if you're in a public space, I push the boundaries. I push the boundaries of corporate space. I film on the CTA. I know the CTA doesn't like that, but you know. I try to be respectful. I try not to make people angry. I try not to film people that don't want to be filmed, you know. But it just happens, you know. It just, hey, Garrett's Popcorn. Garrett's Popcorn, welcome to Chicago. See, there's a Garrett's Popcorn store right there. There you go. Get it shipped right to you. So, hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll be on TikTok tonight. If you missed any part of this live, you can go to the live tab on YouTube. Thanks for following along with YouTube. Watch the whole rerun, the whole hour. That's the good thing about YouTube. I don't have to cut out the reruns like TikTok. You got to cut out the reruns all the time. It's the way TikTok works. But the truck was full of different seeds. Chris, thanks for being on. And Chris, did you see those pinball machines yesterday at the old-time pinball machines they had there at the green door going down to the drifter? I'll cut out that one they had on the wall. That was an old historic one. Of course, the Playboy pinball, you see that everywhere. That's all over the place, but just funny they had that there. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for being on, Tara and Sharon and everybody else, and May and the Lunch Bunch. Lisa, thanks for being on, everybody else. Sorry if I missed anybody there. And yeah, the one on the wall was old. Yeah. No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Chris. You meant about the corn kernels. Yeah, the seeds, the seeds for the Garrett's there. But thanks, everybody. Yaya, Jeff, Elena, thanks for tuning in. Sharon and Brown Sugar Creations, thanks for tuning in. And Anna Marie, Kurt, Dolores, of course, I said Dolores 5 times. Denise, thanks, everybody, for tuning in here. And we'll catch you later from Chicago. Have a great day, everybody.